guys, Danielle at Danielle TBD.
Marisa at Marisa Rothman.
And we are back. Vodcast, we have thoughts.
And we have cards again.
We do. We have cards again. It's a new year, but we're kind of picking up a thread that we ended with on the last podcast, which was over the holidays, where we're not grading shows anymore, but we're looking back over these past, new... Oh, spoiler alert from Marissa.
I just got spoiled.
We are looking back over the fall season to see some of the new shows, some of the things that excited us, things that disappointed us, and we're going to see if our ideas have matched up. So our first category is our favorite twist of the fall season. Ready? This is not a spoiler alert for you. Okay, so you guys can't read this.
Okay, yeah.
Wait, what does it say?
Oh, did Papa Pope's actually good, and you had the Ezekiel.
I had Ezekiel's not actually Ezekiel from Supernatural.
That was actually a really good one. That was one
see
of
how
those,
this is.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, here's my thinking was we both said a lot about this in the Screen Fad mid-season roundtable, so I don't have to get too much into it. You guys know how I feel about Supernatural, but the reason I chose it for favorite twist was because of what it sets up to come. Because, there was a lot of speculation that Ezekiel himself was messing with Dean and using Sam for his own purposes, but there was still enough that was understood when you thought it was Ezekiel because Cass had vouched for him, etc.
Right.
And now that they learned it's not that guy at all, it's this other angel wild card who they don't know and they don't trust. And we've seen him already, prove that he shouldn't be trustworthy because of killing Kevin, and it's this whole explosion for the season, which I really, really liked. So I like what it sets up for Dean because it's his fault and the emotional stuff that he's going to go through, but also the physical, how do I get this guy out of my brother thing. I like what it sets up for Sam because he's still in there somewhere, and how much is he remembering? We've learned demons, when they possess you, a lot of the people remember and can feel everything that happens,
which is going to fuck him up.
Right, and I also really just like what it does for the angel mythology because, we've seen good angels, we've seen bad angels.
Yeah.
We've seen the fact that, when they've fallen, they really are not happy about it, and I like that they're delving more into that. They're that kind of they may be worse than demons sort of thing, even if it's just because you expect them to be the good guys and they're proving they're not.
Yeah. I will say
that's why I picked it.
Even though that's not mine, I actually agree that was one of the better twists of last TV season. I feel like in many ways they were distracting us with the obvious, there wasn't any reason. It's not for my show Scandal, there's so many twists. It's not one of the twists that actually surprises you. That's why it kind of stood out to me when we were writing these things. But with that, I was so focused on thinking about what this was doing to Dean, what this was doing to Sam, et cetera, that didn't even occur to me that, oh wait, we might be getting so massively played. And it's recontextualized a lot of the season so far for me. If I had the time to rewatch, I'd want to rewatch the entire season and be like, how did I not see this coming?
And I almost wonder how early on they knew, because I wonder if you go back, if you can kind of see that a little bit. I'm not sure how much they played it versus how much they really let it be a major surprise.
I feel like
they definitely played certain moments where you were not sure if you should trust him.
I feel like if they didn't know from the first moment of writing that episode, or the first episode, that was what they were planning towards the mid-season, that's a problem. I
sure,
feel
but that's what I'm saying. I don't know, but what I liked about it was it doesn't matter to me, because even if they knew, we wouldn't have known early on. They didn't play it so that you could figure it out.
Right.
And I like that because I like the fact that, you always read into things with these shows. And that this is one thing where they were like, well, you guessed that you couldn't trust him, but not the reason why.
Right.
And it doesn't really matter. What matters is what you do with that information now and what the characters do with it now. So I will say that, I came really close to picking something from Scandal just because they have the most twists.
Yeah.
But I'm reluctant to call him good.
Right, and I almost put quotes.
That's why I didn't do it.
The marker was bad, so I didn't do quotes here on the good. But it was terrible marker. It stains.
But definitely better than we ever thought.
No, but my thing with this is that, we had, for so many months, we'd kind of been led down this path that, her father is terrible, her father is this, or Rowan is this, Rowan is this, Rowan is that. And then, they did, I had seen some comments after this kind of arc aired that there was a lot of Alias comparisons, and in some ways, it's totally true, because, you know, in the beginning of Alias, you're thinking that Spy Daddy is not the best person, and then you realize, oh wait, her mom is worse.
Right.
And so I think that he's good in the context of Olivia's mother is so much worse from what it seems. And it's kind of, I feel like it'll be interesting, much like yours is partially picked because what happens next. What does this do to Olivia? Like, she's lived so much of her life thinking one thing about her mother, and even, you know, more recently thinking another thing about her father. What does this do to kind of completely shift her worldview? So I get excited by when a show that's like really twisty actually manages to kind of make me linger on one specific twist. That kind of excites me.
Yeah.
So that's why I picked that.
Yep.